Hello everybody, and welcome back to more Rising Phoenix Racing League. Today is Austria, as you can see. And it is round 6 of Season 6. One second, sorry, let me just get this. Okay, perfect. Alright, yeah, hello everybody. So yeah, just waiting for qualifying to begin. But yeah, today we're racing around Austria, which is pretty cool. After having, I think it was a break we had. Coming back. Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, apologies for that. I don't know what happened there. It just started having that weird noise. Also, my mic is extremely loud for some reason. Um, but yeah, I'll try to speak as softly as I can, as I can't actually change the volume of that. My mic is not. Yeah, there's just no option for it, unfortunately. But yeah, coming the first lap, Vapor Straight coming around to the final corner to complete his first lap. That's a 103.412. Also, if like the static issue happens again, please let me know as soon as possible. Because I wasn't hearing any static on my end, but through the stream it was very, very loud. So just let me know if that happens again, please. I hope it doesn't though. Anyways, Vapor Shake currently on pole with a 3.4, 3.8 followed by Deadwood Bear with a 3.8, 4.3 from the Red Bull of Flex Marcel, another 4.3 from TJ, although two different tire sets separating P3 and P4. And then we have Jibik and Lord Lamb, both on mediums as well. As Funky Ren comes around the final corner, an invalid lap, unfortunately, probably a mistake as well, or probably well obviously due to some sort of error. But yeah, hopefully he can get another lap in, as it appears he's going for it right now. So let's actually go on board here. As Jacob in the Haas gets out of the way of the Alfa Romeo. Jacob with a 4.1, Trixky with a 3.8, Kasich with a 3.4. I've already said that, I think, maybe. Actually, no, I haven't. No, Kasich is a new time setter with a 3.4. Anelli's with a 117. TJ with a 4.3. I've already said that. And yeah, those are the time setters for the moment. Next up will be the Alfa Romeo of Twitch Funky Ren, coming around the final corner now. And it's going to be a 4.7, putting him up into P10 out of 11 time setters so far. Oh, as Vapor King, I believe, just had a purple second sector, at least according to the game. There is a glitch with the purple sectors where it's not an actual purple sector, so I'm not sure what this time will be like, but it's going to be in the 3s, I believe. No, 4.102. Still P5 though, so that's very, very good on the mediums. As Deadwood has completed 3 laps on his soft tires so far. Wondering what his strategy is for, or come the race today. As TRT James is heading on his first lap. His first hot lap of the day, and ooh, a little bit squirmy there out of turn 1, mounting the curb a little bit in the black Mercedes. Oh, and a spin at turn 3. Too much, just too much power there, and that is the unfortunate result. As his teammate on and out lap passes him by, but James will have to go. Obviously, will have to go for another run there. No damage on the kart, but probably some little bit shaken confidence, possibly. I know at least when I used to drive and I used to spin, it would kind of mess me up a little bit for the rest of the session. But all you can do is just get back out there and just give it your all. So, all the best luck for James out there today. Bazooka Joe's the only driver who hasn't come out of the pits yet. Just as a fun fact, as Jam Sandwiches, that's an awesome name. Jam Sandwiches 15 has gone a purple sector 1 apparently, and is coming through turn 4 right now. As there's a Haas going slowly in the first sector. I believe that is Jacob coming out of the pits. Yep, Jacob is the only Haas, so yeah. Ooh, a little bit too wide there, and that is an invalid lap. That's very, very unfortunate for the sandwich himself, the sandwich man. I don't know what I'm saying. for the jam sandwich, or the pack of jam sandwiches, more likely. But because it's plural. But anyways, on to Carbon Rob 28 in the Mercedes. Going through the final corner, this is going to be a really good time. A 3.5, putting him up into P3, but that gets instantly beaten by Flex Marcel just behind with a 3.4. So now the top 3 are separated by less than half of a tenth, with the top 5 being just over 1/10. So that's very, very close. This is the shortest track in the calendar. However, that is still very close margins indeed. Bazooka Joe just exiting the pits right now in the Alpha Tauri. As Jam Sandwiches is coming into the pits. Let's see, Jacob has an invalidated lap. Laurel M is a 10th up in the first sector. So let's watch him. And around the final corner comes the Williams. And this is going to be a 3.506, so just 3 milliseconds faster than Carbon Rob. And that puts LM into P4. Oh, and Vapor King, the new pole setter, by around 1.5 tenths in the Alfa Romeo with a stunning 3.2 right there. And he quickly gets out of the way for Bazooka Joe, who's just begun his lap, his first attempt of the session. He'll get one more attempt in, I believe, after this one. As James Sandwiches is just preparing to come out once again. As TOT James, with a 127, that has to be unrepresentative of the true pace, of course, due to a big mistake or something like that. Oh, that was probably the lap where he spun, I'd assume. That is counted there. He probably finished the lap there, I think. Now he's on and out lap. Bazooka Joe coming through the final corner, up on the curb a little bit, as you do, and across the line, it's a 4.066, putting him up into P10 for the moment. And ooh, and oh, never mind, that's that lap. I thought that was the hot lap there. Okay, now the lap begins. I thought James just got invalidated, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Now, oh, but it has a little bit too much on the inside curb there, pushing him out wide, and that is an invalidation for James. As that is someone in the McLaren behind. That's Cassix, who's on a lap, I believe. Indeed, that is Cassix who's on a lap, and James appeared to have stayed in the way for a little bit too long, I would say. Maybe he either didn't see him or didn't notice he was there. Would be the most likely scenarios, of course. But yeah, must be leaving Cassix a little bit frustrated. It may have cost him a little bit of time. Although Cassix is 3/10 up on his time regardless, and is on course to get almost a 102 time here, if he can finish the lap strong. It's going to be Paul, I do believe. It is Paul. It's a 103.106. So that's Paul by around a tenth and a half of Vapor King, who got Paul by a tenth and a half from Vapor Shea. So very impressive there. Now watching jam sandwiches. TJ getting out of the way there of the Ferrari, as there's 5 minutes left in the session. Ooh, a little bit of a slide there, but it's looking like a pretty good lap overall. I wonder what this is going to be, where this is going to place the Ferrari driver. Oh no, invalidation! Just a little bit too much there on the curb, and that is so unfortunate. Jam will have to go for one last run. There's 4 minutes left. He has time to get back to the pits, change tires, and come back out if he has an extra set. And yeah, that'll be his final attempt. As here we have Funky, oh, and the Ferrari King out of the way there, of the Alfa Romeo on a lap. Let's see their second sector split. It's 3/10 up, so that's looking pretty good. Let's see if they can finish it off strong. It looks like they are indeed doing so. That was very, very quick. It appeared at least. Just out of ERS as they cross the line, and it is P12, a 4/10 improvement, which is not bad at all. The whole field is only separated by about a second or so. Apart from Nelly's, who unfortunately has just retired from the session up at around turn 3. Alright. Okay. Sorry about that. I was AFK for a sec. So as I come back, Flex Marcel going quite slowly, getting out of the way for a couple cars on hot laps. As the gap between Cassius and Marcel is only 11 milliseconds. Selection Stall does come into the pits, as expected, and Carbon Rob is only half a tenth down the first sector. A lot of time to make up still, or a lot of time that could be made up, rather. Theoretically, a 102 time is possible, I would definitely believe. 2 tenths up almost, 175 up, but an invalidation just as they get a purple second sector is very, very disappointing for the Mercedes. And they're going to give it one more go now. Turn the ERS all the way down so they can charge it for the next lap, and then turn it all the way back up again for one final blast around the Red Bull Ring. Into turn 1 they go. Bouncing over the curbs, very nice. Up to turn 3, there's a parked Ferrari. That is Jam Sandwiches, I think, who was unable to set a lap after all. Very unfortunate. They will be starting in P16. Provided, P16. Oh, someone has gone wide there. That's Cassix, I believe, who's gone wide at turn 3, at the top of the hill. As the final laps are just being completed right now. A purple second sector for Carbon Rob, apparently. Looking very good for him. An improvement of 3 tenths. Oh, as Cassix goes with it, goes pole, or extends his lead with a 2.8. I said a 2 was possible, and that is the case. And a 3.2 for Carbon Rob, an improvement of around 2 tenths. So he lost about a tenth in the final sector, but that's alright. He is still P5 on the third row of the grid. And as everyone is finishing the laps here, Vapor King is up by about 1.84 seconds. Or 0.184 seconds. And then Vapor Shay is up by... that's way too wide there. And that's an invalidated lap. Very unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. Let's see. That's a big spin. And a big accident there. Across the line. Almost across the line. As Vapor Shay... There we go. As Vapor Shay stays P3. Larderland P4. King P5. With your pole sitter, or with the front row being Flex Marcel and Cassix. So yeah, good luck to all drivers today. It's going to be a dry race, just like the dry quality session before it. And it is going to be 36 laps of Spielberg. So yeah, good luck to everybody, and let's have a nice race. Alright, so here goes the formation lap. Oh, I'm actually, I was just, drinking. I was not eating. Although I did have a nice muffin before, stream today, which was very nice. Yeah. If you're hearing, like, noises, that's me drinking, yeah. Apologies. The, like, this mic is very, very strange. Whenever I'm on Twitch, it is, like, perfect volume for talking, like, directly into it at normal, like, my normal voice. But when I'm on YouTube, or like streaming from the PS4, it's much more sensitive, and that's why it picks up on stuff, which is probably why you heard me doing that. But yeah. But yeah. Oh, let me just get all the stuff up here. All the I'll do position change for the start. Okay. At the front is Cassix, at the back is jam sandwiches, and everyone in between will be go in just about a minute's time. One light to go out. Okay. Alright. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here at Austria. And it's lights out and away we go. Good start from the McLaren. Good start from the Alfa Romeo there back in P4. They're almost touching there into turn 1. Couple cars going a little bit wide, having to cut the corner. Oh, a massive spin. Oh, and a huge accident. A huge accident right off the start. That's possibly 3 cars out right there. That was TJ who had just speared across. Certainly he has no wing. TJ just speared across the across the track there, losing grip at the rear, obviously, and with an obviously unintentional, but very unfortunate and very big spin, which then I'm not sure if that caused other cars to crash, or if they got caught up in their own accident. But no DNFs somehow, but massive damage to the Mercedes of TRT James, and to the Racing Point of TJ, and to the AlphaTauri of Bazooka Joe. Massive damage. Aside from that, it was a pretty clean start. I don't think there was much contact. There was a little bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo of Vapor King and 1 or 2 cars as they were approaching turn 1. But yeah, now we have a full safety car, and rightfully so. A huge incident there. A lot of debris on the track for the virtual marshals to clean up. And yeah. And the 3 cars that were affected by that accident are coming into the pits. Okay, so safety car. So now that the 3 cars that were involved in the accident are back up, or have caught back up to the rest of the field, rather, we can almost get going again. I believe we'll have one more lap, and then that'll be it'll be go go go. Hopefully for longer than a corner this time. Yeah. But yeah, what I think happened there was TJ got loose, spun, and then Bazooka Joe and James had their own accident off to the left of them, and then speared left as TJ was spearing right, and it just all kind of went crazy. But yeah, thankfully they're still in the race though. Could have been much worse for all of them. I'm surprised TJ hasn't DNF'd, honestly, after that incident, or didn't DNF. Like, it was really, really fast into the wall, head on. I thought a wheel was coming off for sure, but they are all very lucky to still be in this race, and I hope that they can recover well. And here we go. So starting, ooh, penalties for TJ and for Jam Sandwiches there, as there's accidents at the back. Going very, very slow, everyone is. And there goes Cassix off of the final corner, leaving a little bit late actually. Usually they would go by the second last corner, but Cassix left it a little bit later. They do have the right to do that whenever they want to go, as long as it's before the start line. And off of the final corner seems like a good place to do it. Oh no, there's an accident. That's James who's spun. Not sure if that was due to an accident or something, or just like a personal spin, but that's been really, really bad for them. And ooh, contact between Bazooka Joe and TJ. The same 3 cars getting into it again, it appears. As we look further up the field, battle for P9. Jacob, ooh, and V Trixky there, getting into it. Trixky going on the grass. Jacob almost spinning. Ooh, and there's a Ferrari going a little bit wide there. That's Jam Sandwiches, it appears. Yep. But out in front, Cassix leads by half a second to Fox Marcel, half a second back to Shea, and 8/10 back to Lord of Lamb, with King right behind. Here we go. King on Lord of Lamb for P4 here. Williams versus Alfa Romeo. Mercedes versus Ferrari engine. And Vapor King does get past. But Lord of Lamb could come back here with the DRS. Or, I mean, with the slipstream, rather. DRS has not been enabled yet. Ooh, really deep there. That was a perfect cutback from King, though. Any closer to them, and he would have, they would have made contact. And they're side by side through the second sector. They're side by side. But Lord of Lamb has to tuck in behind King for the time being. Penalties so far. Funky Ren has a penalty. Jam Sandwiches has a penalty. TJ and Bazooka Joe both have penalties too. Lap 6 of 36 at the moment. Oh, and now TOT James has a penalty as well, it appears. As Jem Sanchez gets another penalty, and TJ does too. Oh, a little bit loose there by King. That's going to leave him exposed to Lord of Lamb here. And here we go, around the outside of turn 3. Sorry, excuse me. Turn 3. Oh, a little bit, or very loose there. And with the DRS, Lord of Lamb does get past quite comfortably into turn 4. The gap out front has now extended to 1.2 seconds. And a few cars are in a DRS train here. Ooh, contact there between P4 and P5. Multiple times, I think. That was twice. Ooh, and a little bit loose there. Vapor King almost losing it completely, but thankfully catching it. Oh, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that's Vitrixky, who appears to have spun out of turn 1. And he is now being demoted to last place because of that mistake. And ooh, that's Twitch there, who has had a bit of an incident. I don't know if that was by themselves or with another car. But we have a couple big battles here now. We have this huge battle, 4 cars, as well as the battle for first place, which I will get to right now. As Flex Marcel and everyone doing that. Meanwhile, this battle, which I also want to get in on. Crazy stuff. A lot of cars really close together. A lot of action here. Lord of Lamb on Jibuk, on Deadwood Bear. The Vapor King is a little bit too far out in front for the moment. Oh, for anyone to do anything about it. Ooh, Lord of Lamb almost getting pushed off onto the grass there. Jacob and Carvin Rob also battling. As we have Deadwood, who's coming into the pits for their first stop. Also, it's looking a little bit cloudier than earlier on in the race. I'm wondering if there's going to be some rain by chance. As here we go, Flex Marcel on Cassix for the lead of the race. And it appears he's got it for now. But Cassius... Oh no, Cassius doesn't have DRS. It's actually Marcel who has the DRS from before. Cassius trying to stay in the slipstream. With Vaporche just waiting right behind. Probably eating some popcorn right now, watching this battle unfold. Oh, Jacob going a little bit wide. Excuse me. Their tires probably going off by now, 11 laps. As Carbon Rob on the mediums gets past. But yeah, it's definitely looking like it's about to rain here. Ooh, as Funky Ren has appeared to have DNF'd, and there's a virtual safety car now. Virtual safety car. I wonder what this is gonna mean. I think they spun out of the pit lane, I believe. No, they spun off of turn 1. Because their tires are still the first set they were wearing. Yeah, really unfortunate. Into the wall there and just at a bad angle, and that is unfortunately the end of their race. And safety car is in, and we are getting going once again. As we have a bit of a battle back here. Oh, here we go. Deadwood Bear on the inside of the AlphaTauri of Bazooka Joe. They're still side by side. I think Deadwood Bear will get this one though, and he does. Back to the top 3. Flex Marcel gaining on Cassius. As the skies are getting darker and darker, I'm wondering if these soft runners here going 14 laps on the softs are just trying to wait out the rain. Most likely, as someone has spun, that is Lord of Lamb, I believe. Is it? No, it's not. That's Jacob. Sorry, who was spun at turn 1. A lot of spins at turn 1 today. I was expecting the first stops to be actually a couple laps ago. Oh, and there's the rain. So yeah, that's why all the drivers have been staying out on their softs much longer than I would at least. I would pit around lap 11 or so, up 12 laps on them. And it's now on 16 as Deadwood Bear has retired from the session, and the rain is starting to come down, as you can see from the T-cam of Flex Marcel, chasing down Cassix for the lead. Further back though, battle for P11 here. Nellies versus Lord Lamb. Lord Lamb on fresh mediums. A very unfortunate time to pit there, because Lord Lamb has effectively just lost a stop to everybody else. And he's the only one who has stopped around this time. Ajibuk as well. Unfortunately, they just couldn't make their tires last long enough. Everyone who's on 15 lap old softs, by the way, I'm pretty sure are pretty close to puncture range. Ooh, a huge dive there from Bazooka Joe. I'm not sure if that was gonna sit right with TJ, but now Jibik is in on the action, and they're all getting at it here. Oh, almost 3 wide, almost contact. Almost a Singapore 2017 situation with 2 cars hitting, or 1 car hitting 1 car into the other. Car 1 hitting car 2 into car 3. And ooh, someone's off there. That is Jacob, who is off. The rain is really starting to make the conditions tricky, I would assume, which is why we're seeing a couple of these offs. DRS hasn't been cancelled yet though, which means that the conditions are still acceptable for dries. It's just going to be much trickier than normal. As soon as DRS gets disabled, that's exactly when you have to come in. Cassix is probably going to be hoping for that notification right around now, as they near the end of the lap, rather than starting a whole new lap, because then you have to do a whole lap on a very wet track on very worn tires, dry tires for that matter as well. So it would not be fun at all. As we have a big battle here for P7 and P9. Here we go. And Lord Lamb is past TJ, as the rain doesn't seem to be intensifying actually, but the track is getting a little bit wetter. 17 laps on those softs, just waiting. Hopefully none of them puncture, as Nellies does come into the pits for inters, and so does Jacob and jam sandwiches. Oh, and here we go. Let's see if these drivers come into the pits yet. They do not. I think Marcel was thinking about it there. He went to the right for a second. Jam Sandwiches does seem to be struggling quite a lot there on those inters. It's probably not wet enough, I believe. You can see how slow they're going compared to the cars that are lapping him right now. A very, very unfortunate day for the Ferrari driver. Started last after a bad qualifying, and is currently last as well. And oh, that's a puncture. That is a puncture. That's why he's going slowly. I was wondering. That is a puncture. Oh, almost contact with carbon rub there, and that is a safety car. Someone's gone straight into the wall. Similar to where like Ricardo went in free practice 2 of the real Austrian Grand Prix. Man, that is a puncture for Flex Marcel. That means that these drivers who are still on their tires are within a bad range now to have a big issue. Someone has spun as well. It's Vitrixky, and I think he has a puncture as well, does he? No, he doesn't. But he has no grip here. Those tires are absolutely dead, and he's missing some front wing for good measure. But everyone is coming in now. Except for Lord Lamb. Lord Lamb has stayed out on the medium tires. So is Jibuk. Very interesting. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh, as TJ has a stop-go penalty on top of a wing change. That's extremely bad. That's going to be a very slow pit stop there. At least 20 seconds overall. Stopped in the box. Very unfortunate for them. 19 laps on the soft tires, Vitrixky. Alright, so yeah, now we just have to wait for the safety car to come on in. And ooh, someone has spun there. I was just looking away for a few seconds there. And ooh, someone else has gone off as well. That is Gem Sandwiches and TRT James both having offs there. As Gem Sandwiches has damage as well, doesn't he? I believe he does. Yeah, he does. And he's spun. Oh no, it's been very disastrous day for the Ferrari. As Kasik's in the lead still, behind the safety car. Everyone is on inters, definitely at this point. And yeah. So the safety car is coming in this lap. And we're ready to get racing, or to go racing once again. And off goes Casix, and off follows everybody else. Here we go. So already a huge lead there from Casix. 1 second already. Oh, a little bit of slide there. Oh, contact there between Carl and Rob and Flex Marcel. And oh, it's a spin, and that's right into the wall, into the board there goes Jibik. Very unfortunate stuff. Just a little bit too fast on the power, it appears. And there's the race heavily compromised. And Jibik has left the session. A very unfortunate series of events. Casix with quite the big lead after 3 laps of racing. 1.618 seconds. As Vapor Shay is coming into the pits, I'm not sure if that's due to damage or something else. I don't see any damage on the kart, but there could be some. That promotes King, Marcel, Rob, and everyone up a position. Oh, Jam Sandwiches is actually on mediums again. Maybe the Inters aren't the fastest tire after all. I mean, like, the DRS hasn't been disabled, so I'm not too sure what's going on. Ooh, someone has had an incident there. That is Casix who's had an incident, and he's just been demoted to P2. Vapor King has inherited the lead to the race. And now Vapor King is pulling away just like Casix was just a few laps ago. As Casix is coming into the pits, probably to fit the dry tires. As Vapor King does stay out. Not much on-track action happening at the moment, but many cars are switching to the dry tires, realizing that that is actually faster than Inters. The rain is here, but it's just not heavy enough. Ooh, as Gem Sandwiches, who has had another yeah. Sorry, I keep starting. Another incident in the third sector, I believe that it is. Yep, third sector. And yeah, and they have DNF'd. Very unfortunately, it's been a very awful day for them. Very, very unfortunate indeed. So at the moment, Bazooka Joe leads, followed by TJ. Now, will they come into the pits? Is the question. They will not. Both of them will not. I want to see how the soft runners, if they can close down the intermediate runners. They're both seeming to be pretty equal on pace right now. It's just which one is which tire set is the fastest here? Now the spray is starting to appear, and the track is getting very, very damp. So yeah, everyone is coming back in to fit the intermediate tires once again. A lot of pit stops in this race. A lot of pit stops. Back onto the inters we go. I looked at the screen, then I looked back a few seconds later, and it was just like so much wetter. And I was like, yeah, there's no way. Yep, all the drivers have realized that, as I'm sure DRS has been disabled at this point, although I may have missed it. But definitely DRS should be disabled here. But at the moment, it appears that Bazooka Joe and TJ staying out on the inters was actually a brilliant strategy call, as they are now 30 seconds ahead from P3. I mean, like, look at the map. It's just a whole different zip code. That's yeah, one less pit stop for these two. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, two stops for the front two, 3 or more for everybody else at the moment, who is still running in the race. Speaking of, TJ actually has a 3-second time penalty, which I didn't realize. So Bazooka Joe is the leader of the race by about 3 seconds on aggregate, after penalties are included. And yeah, a lot of raindrops on the car now. I wonder if it'll even become wet conditions, like full wet conditions. Although I don't think it's worth to pit for 6 laps. Even if it is, even if the conditions do get worse. Oh, and that is TRT James who has spun at turn 3, as Bazooka Joe has increased their lead on TJ by quite a bit. Although Vapor Shay is starting to close down the two. Probably Tire War starting to get to the top two drivers there by about 4 seconds or 6 seconds within the last 2 or 3 laps. So quite a big amount. 11 laps versus 2 laps, old tires. Now, I'm pretty sure the finishing order will still be Bazooka or TJ, and then Vapor Shay, and everyone else because of the just like the sheer gap at the moment and the lack of laps laps left. Oh, here we go. We have a battle here. King versus Lower Lamb, with Flex Marcel waiting behind, or watching behind, trying to get in on the action as well. Side by side they go. A little bit of contact again. Contact a third time almost. But King with a brilliant overtake there. I think that was an overtake, was it? I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. Lower Lamb coming back at him. Down the inside. Penultimate corner. Oh, contact. Ooh. And now Flex Marcel's going for the overtake. The double. The 2-for-1 special here at Austria. The 2-for-1 overtake special. They're still side by side. Very good driving here. To keep it in a straight line, let alone race fast, is very, very impressive by those three. TJ has caught up to the back of Cassix a little bit. Or, I mean, Vapor Shay has caught up to the back of Cassix. Oh, no, Cassix passed Vapor Shay, sorry. I was thinking of TJ and Bazooka Joe. TJ's caught up to the back of Bazooka Joe. Cassix is extending their lead on Vapor Shay. There we go. As James has retired from the session on lap 33. Entering lap 34 now. Just 3 laps to go. Just half a second now between TJ and Bazooka Joe. Now TJ does have a 3-second penalty, mind you, so... And the gap to P3 is starting to come down a little bit more. Another 3 seconds cut off their lead. However, there's only 2 laps left to go. And they are not going to be able to catch him in time unless something big happens and both these top 2 have a big accident or something. It appears that Cassix will get that podium position, with TJ being P2 and Bazooka Joe being P1, at least for the moment. I shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch, but with that 3-second penalty, plus the wet conditions, it's going to be extremely hard for that Racing Point to pass the AlphaTauri. We will see what happens, though. Will TJ try to pass just to be able to say, hey, I passed you on track to Bazooka Joe, or will they play it cautious and just ooh, a bump there. I think he's not playing cautious at all. He is going for that lead. Here we go. The gap is closing. Up to turn 3. It's the last lap. It's their only chance, or it's one of their last chances. Their last real chances into turn 4 here. After that, it looks like Bazooka Joe will be the winner, or at least is very likely to be the winner. 17 seconds now. Back to Kasich from these front two. But Bazooka Joe did start in P11 and TJ started in P9. Both of them respectively starting in on the 5th and 6th rows of the grid, and they are about to finish 1-2 in this race. Not making that extra pit stop just changed everything, and today strategy definitely came out. Above that, a strategy definitely came out. Their strategy definitely came out on top. Very close at the line, but it's Bazooka Joe who wins the Grand Prix of Austria, with TJ coming home in P2. Kasich coming on the final corner now, or about to at least. And weaving across the line because it's P3 for Kasich as they spin across the line. Vaporshea in P4, Carbon Rob P5, Flex Marcel, Vapor King P5, Flex Marcel P6, Carbon Rob P7, Lordalam P8, Nelly's P9, Trixky P10, and Jibik P11. With 5 non-finishers of James, Jam Sandwiches, Jacob, Deadwood, and Funky Wren. What an interesting race. Quite a lot of action there, actually. Always a good thing, you know. A chaotic start, and then settled down more close to the end because of the rain. But congrats to everyone. And yeah, Bazooka Joe gets driver of the day. And there we go. That is the podium. So yeah, congratulations to Bazooka Joe on the victory. P11 to P1, definitely driver of the day in my opinion as well. Kasich with the fastest lap, so getting that point. And yeah, let's see all the penalties just to see what's going on, or incidents rather. Quite a bit, but actually not as many as I expected. Usually, with more packed lobbies like this with 16 drivers, especially in the rain, you tend to get quite a lot of things. Now, this is a lot, but yeah, I'm impressed. It is a lot, but it's not as much as other times. So I'm quite impressed with the cleanliness of today, overall, definitely. Only like one or two moves I think I wouldn't have done, but myself. But aside from that, yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my bad commentary, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the race and enjoyed me commentating on it. And yeah, we all of us at Rising Phoenix will see you next week for round number 7. So thank you and goodbye.